Expert panel recommends Bharat Biotech's homegrown Covaxine and Serum Institute of India's Covishield by Oxford AstraZeneca for emergency use authorization. Drug Controller General of India to hold media briefing today. India succeeds in culturing and isolating the new strain of COVID-19. Pune's National Institute of Virology becomes the first institution in the world to achieve the feat. 29 cases of the new strain have been detected in the country so far. BJP slams Samajwadi Party Chief Akhilesh Yadav. Controversial statement that he does not trust the upcoming COVID vaccine. Terms his comments are irresponsible. Global fight against COVID-19 continues. Global cases near 8.5 crore, more than 2 lakh new cases in the United States. Russia inoculates over 8 lakh people against COVID-19. Rains lash Delhi NCR and adjoining areas, bringing respite from pollution. IMD predicts more intense rains in Delhi NCR over the next 3 days. Good morning. You're watching DD News and I'm Preeti presenting the bulletin this Sunday morning. Our top story first. India has crossed a major milestone towards vaccination of crores of its citizens against COVID-19 virus. The subject experts panel of the Central Drugs Standard Control Organization or the CDSCO has recommended 2 vaccines. India's own Covaxine developed by Bharat Biotech and Serum Institute of India's Covishield by Oxford AstraZeneca for emergency use authorization by the Drug Controller General of India. The Drug Controller General of India, that is DCGI, will today brief media on the COVID-19 vaccine. We get you more in this report.
It's a relief for Indians waiting for vaccines. Their hopes are high now. Covaxin, the indigenous COVID-19 vaccine developed by Bharat Biotech, became the second vaccine in India to inch closer to final approval for emergency use. The Subject Expert Committee of the Central Drugs Standard Control Organization CDSCO on Saturday recommended Covaxin for restricted emergency use. Covaxin by Bharat Biotech has been developed in collaboration with the Indian Council of Medical Research and National Institute of Virology. The national panel recommended to grant emergency use authorization for the Oxford COVID-19 vaccine Covishield being manufactured by Serum Institute of India. The Pune-based Serum Institute of India, the world's largest vaccine manufacturer, has tied up with AstraZeneca to manufacture Covishield.
आज भारत शायद एक देश है कि जहां 4 वैक्सीन्स लाइन में तैयार हो रहे हैं। एक कल मान्यता मिली है इमरजेंसी प्रयोग के लिए सीरम के कोविशील्ड को, फिर भारत बायोटेक का आ रहा है, झाइडेक बायोटेक का है, और रशिया का जो स्पुटनिक आया है उसका भी हेटेरो कंपनी कर रही है।
Now this application will be sent to the Drugs Controller General of India, VG Somani, for final approval. The approval will pave the way for the vaccine's rollout in India. Once the approval is in place, the vaccination process will start. The UK's regulator, Medicines and Health Products Regulatory Authority, had approved the Oxford AstraZeneca COVID vaccine, called Covishield, in India for emergency use on December 30. Britain was the first country in the world to approve Pfizer Inc.'s COVID-19 vaccine. It even jumped ahead of the rest of the world in the race to begin the most crucial mass inoculation program in history. Later, it was approved by the United States, Canada, Israel, and many other countries. Pfizer and BioNTech continue to work in collaboration with governments and ministries of health around the world that distribute the vaccine, subject to country authorization or approval, to help ensure it can reach those most in need as quickly as possible. DD India.
India continues to scale several peaks in its fight against COVID-19 pandemic. As the country readies for COVID-19 vaccine rollout, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare has been proactively involved in preparations for this rollout over the past couple of months to ensure that preparations for rollout of COVID-19 vaccine are on track in close collaboration with the states, union territories and other stakeholders. In a massive nationwide exercise on Saturday, an end-to-end mock drill on the vaccine administration was conducted in all states and union territories at 286 session sites spread across 125 districts. Each district conducted the dry run at 3 sites or more sites. All the state and district officials were trained on the operational guidelines and for conducting the dry run. Now, this dry run was aimed at testing the laid out mechanisms for COVID-19 vaccination rollout in the health system and to assess operational feasibility for using COVID application in the field environment for planning, implementation and reporting at the block, district and state level. The dry run was also conducted to familiarize the state, district, block and hospital level officers on all aspects of COVID-19 rollout. The real-time monitoring capability of the specially developed CoWIN app was also tested during the drill. The CoWIN software has been developed by Ministry of Health and Family Welfare for real-time information of vaccine stocks, their storage, temperature and individualized tracking of beneficiaries for COVID-19 vaccine. Now, this software will assess the program managers across all levels through automated session allocation for pre-registered beneficiaries, their verification and a digital certificate will be generated upon successful completion of the vaccine schedule. CoWIN platform will also facilitate scheduling inoculation, SMS reminders for schedule and follow-on dosage, reporting adverse event following immunization and certificate post-vaccination. More than 75 lakh beneficiaries have been registered on CoWIN software till date. COVID-19 immunization drive in India will be the largest immunization in the world. Union Health Minister in a tweet has informed about intricately designed vaccination centers. Every vaccination center will have separate waiting, vaccinating and observation room. A 5-member team will be present to cater 100 beneficiaries. Also, additional personnel will be deployed for more beneficiaries. Also, anaphylaxis kits will be provided in each vaccination center to manage adverse events after immunization. Also, India has successfully cultured the new viral strain UK variant of COVID-19. No country has yet reported successful isolation and culture of the UK variant. Indian Council of Medical Research, that is ICMR, said that the new strain of the virus was tracked through country-wide network of ICMR labs since early days of the epidemic in India. The ICMR said that UK variant of the virus with all signature changes is now successfully isolated and cultured at the National Institute of Virology, that is NIV, from the clinical specimens collected from UK returnees. ICMR said that Vero cell lines were used by the scientists of ICMR NIV to culture the UK variant of the virus. 29 cases of the new strain have been detected in the country so far. Bharat Biotech has announced successful recruitment of 23,000 volunteers and continued progress towards achieving the goal of 26,000 participants for Phase 3 clinical trial of Covaxin across multiple sites in India. The Phase 3 human clinical trials of Covaxin began in mid-November and targeted to be done on 26,000 volunteers across India. Now, this is India's first and only Phase 3 efficacy study for a COVID-19 vaccine and the largest Phase 3 efficacy trial ever conducted on any vaccine in the country. Covaxin has been evaluated in approximately 1,000 subjects in Phase 1 and Phase 2 clinical trials with promising safety and immunogenicity results with acceptance in international peer-reviewed scientific journals. Covaxin, India's indigenous COVID-19 vaccine by Bharat Biotech, is developed in collaboration with Indian Council of Medical Research and the National Institute of Virology. Covaxin manufactured in a Vero cell manufacturing platform with an excellent safety track record of more than 300 million doses. The product development and clinical trial data thus far have generated 5 publications, 4 of which have been accepted by international peer-reviewed journals and will be published soon. The publication of Phase 2 trial data is undergoing the peer review process. As part of our regulatory guidelines, all data has been submitted to the DCGI, that is DCGI and CDSCO. India has crossed yet another significant milestone in its fight against COVID-19 as the active caseload in the country further decreased to 2.39%. With continuous decline in the number of active COVID-19 cases, the active cases in the country witnessed a decline of nearly 4,000 cases and are standing at around 2,40,000. The national cumulative recovery rate has also further improved to 96.16%, with recovery of over 99 lakh people so far. India has recorded one of the lowest new cases per million population in the last 7 days. Brazil, Russia, France, Italy, US and UK have much higher cases per million population reported in the last 7 days. Bharatiya Janata Party slammed Samajwadi Party chief Akhilesh Yadav's controversial statement over the vaccination drive. Reacting to SP chief's comment, BJP spokesperson Sambit Patra said that such comments are baseless and should not come at a time when the whole country is fighting the COVID-19 pandemic. He also said that it is very irresponsible comment made by the SP chief.
As far as the comment of Mr. Akhilesh Yadav regarding COVID-19 vaccine is concerned, it is absolutely, I would say, irresponsible comment, and it's a very serious comment in the sense that today we need to instill confidence in the people of this country about the vaccine of COVID-19. Ironically, what Mr. Akhilesh Yadav says, that this is a BJP vaccine, that I would not get vaccinated, only spreads rumors and canards in the people of this country.
Also reacting on the statement, Union Minister Anurag Thakur said that it is very unfortunate that Akhilesh Yadav made such a controversial statement.
दुनिया भर के वैज्ञानिकों ने अपना योगदान देकर अलग अलग कंपनियों ने वैक्सीन लाने का काम किया है ताकि कम से कम लोगों की जान जाए, एक एक जान को बचाया जा सके। और हिंदुस्तान के प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने जान भी जहान भी, इसी संदेश को लेकर देश के करोड़ों लोगों की जान भी बचाई। कोरोना महामारी से हम इकट्ठे मिलकर लड़े भी, राज्यों की सरकारों को साथ लेकर भी चले। अखिलेश यादव जी की ये टिप्पणी दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण है।
BJP leader and former Union Minister Rajyavardhan Singh Rathore also condemned Akhilesh Yadav's comment over the vaccination drive. He said that these kind of comments are upsetting.
कुछ लोगों ने टिप्पणी करी है, दुख होता है कि हमारे भारत के साइंटिस्ट के ऊपर शक करा जा रहा है, उनकी जो काबिलियत है उसके ऊपर शक करा जा रहा है। भारतीय होने के नाते मुझे गर्व है अपने साइंटिस्ट के ऊपर और हमारे फ्रंट लाइन वर्कर्स के ऊपर।
Moving on to the next news item, 51st International Film Festival of India will open on 16th January. Also, the Indian premiere of the movie Another Round by Thomas Vinterberg will kickstart the festival. The movie starring Cannes Best Actor Award winner Mads Mikkelsen is among the star-studded lineup of the movies being showcased at IFFI. The movie is also Denmark's official entry to the Oscars. The festival will also witness the world premiere of Merunisa. The film by Sandeep Kumar will premiere mid-fest. Starring formidable actor Farooq Jafar, the movie narrates the story of a woman's lifelong dream. The festival will close on 24th of January with the India premiere of the historical drama Wife of a Spy by Kiyoshi Kurosawa. The Japanese film bagged Silver Lion for Best Director at Venice International Film Festival. 51st IFFI is being organized from 16th till 24th of January in Goa. Now, this edition is being organized in a hybrid mode for the first time and will comprise of both online and in-person experience. The festival will be loaded with lineup of famous movies with a total of 224 films from across the globe being screened. This includes 21 non-feature films and 26 feature films under the Indian Panorama section. And BJP leaders have welcomed the rating given to Prime Minister Narendra Modi as the most popular head of the state globally. BJP spokesperson and former cabinet minister Shahnawaz Hussain welcomed the rating given to Prime Minister Modi as the most popular head of state globally and called him the best Prime Minister in the world. He said that it is his handling of COVID-19 and other hard situations that has led to another proud moment for India.
सारे जहां से अच्छा प्रधानमंत्री हमारा। पूरे दुनिया में आज सबसे लोकप्रिय, सबसे पॉपुलर, सबसे ज़्यादा मशहूर, सबसे ज़्यादा भरोसे वाला कोई नेता है तो ये भारत का सौभाग्य है, भारतीयों का, कि नरेंद्र मोदी जैसे प्रधानमंत्री जो वार अगेंस्ट कोरोना में एक बड़े योद्धा बनकर उभरे और जिस तरह एक बड़ी आबादी 135 करोड़ की आबादी को उन्होंने संभालने का काम किया, जिस तरह कोरोना में पूरे देश को दिशा देने का काम किया, आज पूरे दुनिया में उनकी लोकप्रियता है। हर देश का नागरिक सोचता है काश हमारे यहाँ भी नेता नरेंद्र मोदी जैसा होता।
Similarly, former Cabinet Minister Rajyavardhan Singh Rathore also welcomed Prime Minister Modi's global rating, calling it a proud moment not only for the Prime Minister but for the entire nation.
ये हमारे लिए गर्व की बात है कि भारत के प्रधानमंत्री जी का जो स्थान है वो दुनिया के सभी नेताओं में नंबर 1 पोजीशन पर, और वो भी बहुत मार्जिन से 55 अंकों से वो नंबर 1 पोजीशन पर हैं। और प्रधानमंत्री जो राष्ट्रपति हैं ब्राजील के, वो आधे 29 अंकों से, और फिर ऑस्ट्रेलिया के जो प्रधानमंत्री हैं वो 27 अंकों से नंबर 2 और 3 स्थान पर हैं। ये उपलब्धि जो है ये सिर्फ प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी की नहीं है, ये देश के हर एक नागरिक की उपलब्धि है और इसीलिए एक गर्व की बात है।
Prime Minister Narendra Modi has been rated as the most popular head of state by the American research firm Morning Consult, with over 75% people approving of Prime Minister Modi, putting his net approval rating at 55%. Now, this is higher than any other world leader. The survey was conducted by the American firm in 13 countries, including US, Japan and Brazil. In other news, Assam Education Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma has announced the dates for a high school leaving certificate and higher secondary examination to be held in the state. In a tweet, he said that high school leaving certificate examination will be held from 11th of May. On the other hand, the higher secondary examination will be beginning from 12th of May. The results of HSLC will be declared within 7th of July and the results of high secondary examinations within 30th of July. Quick look at the global update on COVID-19 situation. As of now, over 8 crore 49 lakh cases have been reported worldwide, with over 18 lakh 42,000 deaths. Over 6 crore patients have already recovered from the virus. The United States continues to remain the worst hit country by the pandemic so far and has crossed the 2 crore mark. The US has reported over 2 crore 9 lakh cases of the virus, with death toll surging past 3 lakh 58,000. Brazil follows US in terms of death toll with over 1 lakh 95,000 deaths. The United States has seen a spike in number of daily COVID-19 fatalities since Thanksgiving, with at least 78,000 lives lost in December. The US rate of new COVID-19 infections has increased in the second half of the last year. California has the most total cases of any state, with about 2.28 million infections, followed by Texas with over 1.76 million cases and Florida with at least 1.32 million cases. The United States is averaging 1,86,000 cases a day, down from a peak in mid-December of over 2,18,000 new infections each day. Health officials have warned that cases will likely spike again after holiday gatherings. While the United States has approved 2 vaccines, rollout is going more slowly than the government hoped. About 2.8 million Americans received COVID-19 vaccine by December 31st, falling short of a 20 million target. The government's goal is 100 million shots in arms by March 1st. Russia has said that more than 800,000 people in Russia have been inoculated so far against the new COVID-19 virus, and also more than 1.5 million vaccine doses have been dispatched. Russia, which began rolling out its Sputnik 5 vaccine in early December, has the world's 4th highest number of COVID-19 cases and is putting high hopes on several vaccines it plans to produce. The vaccine is administered in 2 doses with a gap of 21 days apart. From 1st January, people who are inoculated in Russia will get an electronic vaccination certificate, as the government intends to keep a database of Russians who have been vaccinated. Russia sent 300,000 doses of the vaccine to Argentina last week, with some people arguing that more shots should be made available at home. Britain will allow people to be given shots of different COVID-19 vaccines on rare occasions, despite a lack of evidence about the extent of immunity offered by mixing doses. In a departure from other strategies globally, the government says that people could be given a mix and match of the two COVID-19 shots if the same vaccine is not available. However, Public Health England says that this would only happen on extremely rare occasions and that the government was not recommending the mixing of vaccines, which requires at least 2 doses given several weeks apart. Britain has been at the forefront of approving the new COVID-19 vaccines, becoming the first country to give emergency authorization to Pfizer-BioNTech and the AstraZeneca University of Oxford vaccines last month. Both vaccines are meant to be administered as 2 shots given several weeks apart, but they were not designed to be mixed together. Increased socializing around Christmas has driven Ireland's rapid transformation from having the lowest infection rate in the European Union to the fastest rate of deterioration. Prime Minister Michael Martin has already warned that the highly infectious new variant discovered in the neighbouring Britain was spreading in Ireland at a rate that has surpassed the most pessimistic models available to the government. The infections are also spreading rapidly across open border in the British-run region of Northern Ireland. Cases per 100,000 people in the past 7 days have risen to 577 after the health authority reported almost another 3,576 cases over the past 48 hours. Vatican City expects to receive enough COVID-19 vaccine doses in the coming days to inoculate all of its workers and residents. Vaccinations will start in the second half of January, with priority given to health and public safety personnel, the elderly and staff in frequent contact with the public. The Vatican said that it is likely that the vaccines could arrive at the site, rather in the state, in the second week of January in sufficient quantity to cover the needs of the Holy See and the Vatican City state, and it had bought an ultra-cold refrigerator to store the doses. Shots will be administered on a voluntary basis. In more international updates, Japan is considering to issue a new emergency declaration after governors in the capital region urged action to be taken to tackle a record surge in the COVID-19 cases. However, first the government needs to consult with the health experts before deciding on a new declaration, as stated by Japanese economy minister. The minister also said that the situation in Tokyo is getting more severe, such as an emergency declaration may be necessary. In an interim measure, restaurants and karaoke parlors in Tokyo would be asked to close at 8 p.m. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Yoshihi Desuga has resisted calls to reinstate a national state emergency, which the government had introduced in April during an earlier wave of the pandemic. Suga is next scheduled to speak publicly on January 4th. The rise in COVID-19 cases is compounding a seasonal increase in hospitalizations. And back home, as COVID-19 vaccine is on the verge of becoming available for people in India, Director of All India Institute of Medical Sciences, Dr. Randeep Guleria, in his video message, answers some of the commonly asked questions on the same. The questions range from the time of availability of the vaccine in the country to the eligibility and the types of vaccines that will soon be available.
Namaste, I'm Dr. Guleria, and we have the vaccine which is going to be available with us soon, and hopefully with that the pandemic will come to an end. At this point in time, I'd like to share some very important factual information with you. I know that many of you have some questions as far as the vaccine is concerned, and let's try and address some of them. Yes, vaccine trials are under different stages of finalization. Many of the vaccines are in the phase 3 trial and they're almost complete. So once regulatory clearances are given by the regulatory authorities, the Government of India is all geared up to launch these vaccines for COVID-19. For more information and updates, do visit the Government of India website www.mohfw.gov.in. This will depend on the availability of vaccine, and the Government of India has selected priority groups who will be vaccinated based on risk factors. The first group will include healthcare workers and frontline workers. The second group that will receive the COVID-19 vaccine will be persons over the age of 50 years and persons under 50 years with comorbid conditions. Well, vaccine for COVID-19 is voluntary. However, if you ask me, I think it is advisable to take the complete vaccine schedule as far as COVID-19 is concerned, because we want to protect ourselves and also protect our near and dear ones, our close contacts, our family members and our co-workers. The vaccine will be introduced in the country only after regulatory bodies clear it based on its safety and efficacy. I think safety is the most important factor, and all standard precautions, as have been followed in the past for giving vaccine approval, will be followed as far as this vaccine is concerned. Yes, the COVID-19 vaccine introduced in India will be as effective as any vaccine developed by other countries. So various phases of vaccine trials are undertaken to ensure its safety and efficacy. Thank you. Stay safe. The vaccine is around the corner, and I think this is the time that all of us should have COVID appropriate behavior so that we do not fall ill when the vaccine is just around the corner. So all the best, and I would advise everyone who falls into the category of getting the vaccine to get himself or herself vaccinated as early as possible.
So that was AIMS Director Dr. Guleria spelling out more clarity on the issue of vaccines. With that, we end this edition of the news here. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.